Hello, welcome to IDENS TV. We are really excited to have you in this yet another program today. Dear viewer, as the IDENS family from the deepermost part of our hearts, we really like to thank you for your continued support towards the growth of this channel. Without you, we wouldn't have been here today. You have made this part of the journey exciting. If you are new, just hit the subscription button for more content from IDENS. Subscribe. Thank you, and may God bless you.
To ensure that we preserve the planet, our environment, the ecosystem in a better state before we hand over to the planet to the next generation. Human activities of present day, be it socio-economic and political, should not compromise the ability of the future generation, who are the rightful owners of the planet, to find the environment in a good state. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have an obligation to maintain and keep this environment for our future generation, so that even the unborn, when they come on this earth, they'll find this planet in a better. Inevitably takes us to the concept of sustainable development as espoused in the SDGs, which are the Sustainable Development Goals. Amongst other factors, it advocates and lobby for ensuring that whichever development we may dream of, be it under Education 5.0 or under the Vision 2030 Industrial Drive, we should eliminate or at the least minimize the depletion of the ozone layer, which protects planet Earth from the harmful ultraviolet sun rays. This can be achieved by reducing carbon emissions into the atmosphere. Much of these carbon emissions have been as a result of burning fossil fuels, mostly from industry and automobile sector. Gradually and over the years, the world has borne the painful brunt of climate change by experiencing some weather extremes, some of which we had never experienced before. The best way to counter such trends is to switch to renewable energies. What then are renewable energies? It's high time we aggressively explore, embrace, and implement these. The list of renewable energies includes, but not limited to, hydroelectric systems, biomass or biogas energy, wind power, solar thermal systems, photovoltaic systems, and biofuels, etc. We are all thus hereby called to play a part in promoting and putting in place the use of the above-cited renewable energies. Institutions of higher learning, such as the one I am part of, which is Kwekwe Polytechnic, now need to expand their curriculum to offer more and more training in renewable forms of energy. This can only be successful if formidable alliances are formed with related and relevant stakeholders. The industry and the corporate world needs to be aggressive now and invest in renewable energies by erecting renewable energy power plants to suit their different needs. They say charity begins at home, and let us start by our hometown here, Kwekwe, going beyond. We have what it takes, be it human resources, capital in form of engineers and technicians. The technology is known. In Kwekwe, we have the abundance of so much untapped solar insolation and radiation, and in some cases with record high temperatures. Source of energy, in the sense that its primary component is water, which is a renewable source. However, there is no doubt that due to climate change, its renewability in some cases is put to question. Nevertheless, when having a bias towards the positive impacts which are brought about by hydroelectric systems, it may be a noble idea for Kwekwe and beyond to furthermore embrace such a type of renewable energy. It is highly possible to dam or harvest water for a later use even during off-season. From the water bodies we have around Kwekwe, such as Sebakwe, research can be instituted to the possibility of dammed water and set up a mini power plant for our local community. Presently, Munyati power plant is coal-powered, and there's also need to explore the possibility of having a hydropower plant there based on damming of water from Munyati River. This may have positive implications not only on the environment but also on cost if one considers that coal which is being used at Munyati power station is transported by road all the way from Hwange, yet there is a river in the back. And as Kwekwe community, we are called upon to embrace such. We also have biogas or biomass energy systems. These are plant-based material used to produce heat or electricity. Examples are wood, its residues, waste from domestic use and industry. It is high time we consider a process known as briquetting. These are compacted, often brick-shaped mass of usually fine material from wood shavings, sawdust, etc., and these are used as fuel. As a waste management means, the need for Kwekwe industries to embrace such technology for fire and heating purposes cannot be overemphasized. These are some other areas with fewer players. By so doing, we ease the pressure on our overburdened national power grid. About biogas, at least this is a much known concept in Zimbabwe, but it is not yet widely used. Wet biomass materials can be converted effectively into usable energy with anaerobic microbes. Here at Kwekwe Polytechnic, as we embrace renewable energies, we have walked the talk by erecting a biogas digester to power our kitchen. However, the biogas digester is not yet fully operational for want of wet, moist cowdung, which is a prerequisite to kickstart and trigger the much more efficient blue flame. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to seek donations of fresh cowdung. More investors and players need to come on board so that even the ordinary people can afford to erect biogas digesters. Currently, the few we have been trained in the system charge exorbitant fees which are beyond the reach of many. We also talk of wind power, that energy to pump water, to run mills and other machines in other parts of the world, especially the Scandinavian countries. Although their success is area specific, it is sad to realize that in our country we have not fully explored the use of wind energy, which continues to overflow untapped. Why should Kwekwe and beyond embrace wind power? It is because although in our case available wind is insufficient for power generation, it is however adequate for the purposes of turning around the wind turbines for pumping water and other purposes. In fact, in areas such as the Eastern Highlands, we have good streams exceeding 4 meters per second, and what this means is that if underestimated, spending on power needs, especially for farmers and those into mining, will be cut to drive turbines which then produce electricity. If we embrace solar thermal systems where every household has a solar geyser, we will save the electricity that would have been used for the geysers and create a virtual power plant. The energy created would be used for other industrial processes, bringing the deficit of energy down. The impact will be more than what we can imagine. Already, Kwekwe Polytechnic has made significant progress in embracing this form of renewable energy by facilitating the training of solar thermal power installation technicians. We have been equipped with the necessary skills. We also look forward to go green with our hostels by making them solar powered. We are further calling upon you to make use of these Kwekwe Polytechnic trained technicians for all your solar installation needs. With a lot of solar radiation we have here at Kwekwe, once again we are challenged to explore this clean form of energy. We also talk of photovoltaic systems. This is what is commonly referred to as solar by laypeople. This is manufactured using silicon extracted from silica, which is also found in Zimbabwe. As stakeholders, it's high time we work towards local production of solar components as opposed to importing everything. While this will boost local business, save the much needed foreign currency by reducing the import bill, it will also cause a drop in the cost of solar components and more ordinary people will afford such power. In fact, this is all what Education 5.0 philosophy and Vision 2030 are all about. Recommended in the sense that they release less carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide than gasoline and diesel fuels. However, there are also fears that their production at times requires more fossil fuel or energy that they produce. Hence, to an extent, they also provide a strain on the environment. Nevertheless, their contribution to our energy needs and as local remedies to local fuel needs can never be underestimated. Such fuels include, but not limited to, like oils, etc. These are produced at most from vegetative or non-vegetative seeds such as jatropha or cottonseed and some other seeds as well. They depend on farming, which is also region-specific. However, their purpose as food for human consumption provides stiff competition, thereby bringing a dent on the impact and feasibility of biofuels as a form of renewable energy. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen,